Hey, what's up? Dean, Sear Performance, back at the shop, and I'm on the Airboat again. And where we left off was pretty much all the wiring was loomed up. Everything works. The dome pressure sensor, fuel pressure sensor, oil pressure sensor, everything works. So the last couple of days, yesterday basically. I worked on the Corvette a little bit and then jumped back over here and ended up changing the MAC valve. The single MAC valve that I had, I changed it out for a dual. So one side will be fill to the top of the dome and then one side will be vent, where it just releases pressure off the top of the dome. I got the radiator hoses. I went ahead and just kind of did it because I had talked him into doing an electric water pump. So we got it's like a Proform. I think it's a Proform. They're like 150 bucks. They're super cheap. And it's pretty good. Comes with all the bolts, gaskets, the outlet, and then they also give you like that plug. So you have a plugged connection, whereas like others don't give you that plug. They might give you the female side off the water pump, but they don't always give you the male side, which to me is kind of dumb because how do you source a weird plug? But this one came with like this little harness and it has a built-in fuse. So I took and ran it to the relay. This is the wire. I just crimped on the terminal, shoved it in the relay. This is our battery feed, which I jumpered over to our 12 volt like ignition feed, and then this is the trigger from the Holley Sniper, which is output 1, which is fan typically, but I'm running it for the water pump. And right now I have it set to come on at like 195 and go off at like 185. There's no water in the system, but I did lower the temperature on the on temp. My laptop died, but I lowered the temperature to like 130, started the motor, and it came right on. I basically just shut the motor off and then keyed it back on. You can hear the pump running. I only ran it for like maybe 10 seconds, just real quick, just to make sure that it actually triggers and works, and it does. And then I just got that on today, but day before yesterday, I worked on this pipe here, which was a little bit tricky. So I did like a boost coupler. I use them for radiators all the time. They're silicone, and they're fairly cheap. And then I used my roller and just kind of rolled. I started out like trying to get a really sharp bend, but then you see aluminum is soft, so you can only really go so far in it. And I tried to get this tighter, a tighter radius to kind of come more up at the edge of this bar, like right here at the turn, but it starts to do the dimples and flatten the pipe a little bit more and more and more. And so I stopped and just kind of arched it more and more and more, brought it up, turned it back straight, re-welded on his radiator cap, and then welded, there is a hole in there, going over to the thermostat with the coupler. So basically this side's done. I got to do a tab. I'm going to do a tab from the back side of this pipe. Come on, wires. From the back side of this pipe, I'm going to do a tab right over to here so that it bolts it and holds it, and you don't, it's not doing that to them all the time. And the pipe slips a little bit, so it could be held out here once it's all clamped and everything, but we'll do a tab once it's all clamped. I'll do a little tab, no big deal. And then rudder, real quick, I went over, not real quick, but I came over to this side. I had that coupler down there, but I ordered a 90 for this side. So now this pipe comes up and it rolls, you know, a little less than 45, which put it, you can kind of see the off angle, how it's shooting out the front of the motor. So then I just put it back in the dies and kind of crank down on it. So now it's like straight going in. I mean, it needs to be, obviously it needs to be clamped there and then needs to be put in the coupler here. But I got a longer coupler so that I could push this out. Even if it's not that long, this will still, you know, within an inch, and it's still lined up really good there. So all the coolant lines are done, minus one coupler, which all of that should be here today. The coupler and the clamp should all be here today. But this is kind of why I went ahead and did it. I had mentioned it to him and he said, yeah, it's a good idea to clean the, you know, clean up all of these older like flex lines, kind of. And he had the reservoir jug, which is what I cut the thermostat cap off of. But you can see all the couplers are like dry rotted and cracking really, really bad. So that's kind of why I just said, let me just do it now, get it over and done with. And I noticed that because the belts that were on it, which I already threw away, are like super dry rotted and cracked. They're really, really old. I mean, they were on, they worked. Of course, doesn't want to focus on the damn thing. And this is, I would say this is the better of the two, but there it is. Ah, you dirty. There. You can see there's that cracks all along it. Maybe if I lay it on the ground, it'd be better. So now, yeah, now you can see there's cracks all the way around the belt. So being that we went to the electric water pump, obviously those looped over the old water pump. Now it just has the two coming to the alternator. So, and yes, they are different because no store carries two of the same belt. So I just grabbed two, but they're the same length. You know, he could pick up one of one or the other and carry it as a spare. He always carries spares. These are the two spares that he had for the other style. Then I also made the cage braces yesterday. It's basically just some EMT and a little piece of flat stock that I bolted in the old spot where the cage, because the cage used to come all the way to like the front of the motor, and then I previously had moved it back, so this is where it used to bolt. So I bolted those plates on and then just welded the EMT up to the cage to make the cage a little more rigid for him. I did it on both sides. So it's just quick MIG weld, just getting the angles and like the way it's coped different, because you got one tube coming into the other like that. So it's kind of an angle with a cope and a cope. It's a little bit pain in the butt, but I just brought everything over. I brought the welder over, extension cord, grinders. So I did it all over here. It didn't take too long. I also, they had the two lines running along here. So I took those out. One was for the coolant, like overflow. And then the other one was for the bilge. So I pulled all the ugly braided line off that bilge. It was filthy dirty and just, it's like the slip over braid. So it's has really sharp ends and everything. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. And then what I did was, this is where his old exhaust used to dump out both sides of the boat. and there's like adapters that like flex pipe screws onto. So I took this side, drilled a hole, and then I just took some 1-inch tube, kind of pie cut it, and it made that little adapter out of some solid stock that I just basically machined down to fit that tube and to fit like the OD of the 1-inch. Other than that, pretty much wrapped up. I got to get the coolant hoses tied in or clamped down, and then I think it's ready. Really always got to be one bolt fight with you, and it's gone. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'll probably in the morning, I'm gonna cut these tabs off, these old tabs here and that one up there. I'm gonna cut all those off too, but in the morning I'll probably grab some of the tractor yellow and just throw a quick coat of paint on those just so they're not so standoutish, or I might not, but I might. Oh, and I did order 2 wastegates. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but these ones are like the screw-on caps, and you can see this one screwed down nice and tight, but then that fitting you can't buy. It's some weird metric tiny thread, and I can't find like the push locks for it, which I already have in the turbo. I drilled and tapped that, so I have that push lock in there going to the solenoid, which I need to tee off of for the bottom of the gate, which you can't do the push lock on there. So like I'd have to do it all in rubber, which I just don't like, or just change the wastegate. So I kind of debated on that, and then yesterday, as I was doing this brace, I noticed that this one, you can see there's a lot more thread on one side than the other. So this nut that holds the cap down, or the body, I would say it's probably the nut. The nut is probably kind of oblonged from being pinched with pliers and turned, which I just don't like that style. So I would imagine that thing's probably either going to shoot off or isn't sealing very good. So I got 2 more of those coming. So overall it's pretty much done, except bolt a few more things on. Yeah, and then just oh, I got to do the handheld mount. Good thing you reminded me of that. So I have to do the handheld mount off the box, and then do the other back mount for that back box to hold it a little more sturdy. So that's that, and then finally, the C5 owner stopped up yesterday, and I lost it, or I threw it away. Damn, I shouldn't have thrown it away. There it is. Good thing. Brought the water pump pulley, which there's partial part number. Damn. It's actually a Holley Pulley. I don't remember the part number on it. Let me see. Maybe it's on the pulley. But yeah, I actually found it like on eBay, I think it was. Yeah, there's not really a part number on there. If you ask me, that's a GM pulley. 12568997. Oh yeah, it's got GM stamped right on it. Jeez. So right there, GM. I can't turn it over. 12568997. This is for a newer Corvette. So this is the pulley that nobody has in stock. Found one on eBay. I don't know, the kid said it was the last one he had, or the ad, whatever, said it was the last one they had in stock. So it is on, and it is lined up perfect, and it went on pretty good. I did put a little anti-seize on the shaft, just a dab, and just kind of smeared it around. So now that that's on, finally, I'll measure for the belt, get a belt, and then jump back on, finishing everything up. I did get the MSD installed, so that's cool. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for right now. I got a couple of aerial projects coming up, so maybe I'll make a video on that. But for now, the next car coming over will be the gray C10 and the gold Monte Carlo. The Monte Carlo motor is right there on the engine stand, and it's all assembled. It's a bottom end motor. It's a stock block. It's got a Molnar crank, K1 rods, and Wiseco pistons, and they're a dish piston, and then it's got a stock 317 head. So we're gonna bring that car over. That's another turbo build that we're doing in that. So we're gonna bring that one over next, get the motor put in it, and get to work on the turbo kit. He's also doing a 4L80E Holley Terminator X Max. The C10 is a 5.3 4L80E Terminator X Max. So both of those will be fun projects. The C10 we should be able to whip out pretty quick. I have I think 95% of everything here for that truck, because it was a swap that his brother bought and then had an unfortunate incident with his truck, so he passed it over to his brother. So look forward to that. That's coming up pretty quick. I'm actually going to get the motor ripped out. He sold his motor and transmission, but we'll do all the videos on that. So I appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified if you haven't already, and leave a comment. Have a good day.